Shai Alexander outplayed Anthony Edwards. And that's why the OKC Thunder is moving on to the finals. That's the facts. Anthony Edwards, that speaks so highly of himself, or doesn't want to take responsibility, or doesn't want to be the face of United States basketball, or thinks that he is the truth when he's not, or has said things where he has put his team and his organization in positions where you just shake your head. Anthony Edwards needs to take a couple of weeks off from the NBA, you get away from the video games, go on vacation, and wake the hell up. Wake the hell up. Because if you're going to continuously keep doing this over and over and over again when you go to the playoffs and want to point fingers and you don't want to take responsibility or just can't handle the pressure, well, then you either are going to be another Kevin Durant or you're going to be another Karl Malone or even Charles Barkley who can't win on his own and has to go somewhere else. By the way, I mentioned quite a few players that never won. Charles Barkley went to Phoenix, played with Johnson, never won. Brought him to the finals, won an MVP. Who did he have to face? He had to face Michael Jordan. Good luck on that. And we could go on and on and on with players that were so very good, and then they go on to another team and another organization, either fall short or they win a championship, and they win a championship where he is not the leader, he is not the best player, or he's not considered the best player, even though he is. I just think that Anthony Edwards has been a really big problem for the Timberwolves' growth. If you look at the players that they have there, I got to give Julius Randle a lot of credit. I can't really take shots at him this year. He's going to make himself a lot of money in the offseason. He is a free agent. I could see him going to the Lakers maybe. Now, the Lakers don't have the money, but if LeBron James decides, hey, I'm going to make $53 million this year, maybe I'll take a pay cut, or we'll figure out something to get Julius Randle here. Remember, LeBron James is the reason why, actually, Kobe Bryant was the reason why Julius Randle transitioned his game. Anybody that knows Kobe Bryant, when Julius Randle was drafted by the Lakers, Kobe Bryant was there. And Kobe Bryant said that Julius Randle's toughness is going to help him grow as an NBA superstar. It didn't work with the Lakers, and it didn't work with the Pelicans. But when he went to the New York Knicks the first year, he figured it out. And then he got that extension. And then it didn't work. He couldn't win the big game in the playoffs. He was the bricklayer. No Knick fan really liked Julius Randle because he always thought that he was bigger than the team. Well, he went to another team after that where he was traded to a team that has a player just like him. And I think now you see Julius Randle became more of a team player and understood his game and how his game fit with the Timberwolves and made it work in the playoffs. It didn't work all those years with the Knicks. And that's why you got to give Julius Randle a lot of credit because of the hard work and the dedication he put, in the playoffs and throughout the playoffs. And Shai Alexander, we all know what he is. He's 26 years old. The guy is the MVP. He won his first MVP. He's got a bright smile. He just had his first kid recently. He's married, and he's finally getting his recognition. Now, he has always been a great player in the NBA. He was the leader of Team Canada. But what he was missing was getting that opportunity to prove himself on center stage in front of millions and millions of people. And now he's got his chance. He's going to be playing in the NBA Finals with this young, talented OKC Thunder team that has a ton of first-round talent coming to them in the next few years. They got a tremendous amount of talent coming off their bench, first-round draft picks, and they have something that we haven't seen a young team have in a very, very long time. Dedication to playing two-dimensional basketball and doing it so well on both sides of the ball. And nobody is bigger than the team. Even Shai Alexander, after the game, and they interviewed him, and he was the MVP of the Western Conference Finals. He came out, and after he won and he got that trophy, he said, my team is what made me become the player that I became. I wasn't the player I was before I came to the NBA, and I transitioned as a team player. I built my opportunities as a player to become who I am today. And it wouldn't be because it's because of my coaching staff. It's because of the players that I play around. And we are a family. Do you ever hear Anthony Edwards say that? Did you ever hear Anthony Edwards say, hey, my family, this is that? No, you get a chance to watch him on TikTok dancing with his sister in his living room. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Wearing these like Uggs slippers and looking like a fool, okay? You never see him, enjoy himself on a basketball court unless he scores 40. And his team is winning. And that's why Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving beat him in the Western Conference Finals last year, as bad as they did in the Western Conference. I don't think the Timberwolves are ever going to get over the hump. They're never going to get over the hump because I don't think Anthony Edwards is going to take them there. And maybe Alex Rodriguez is going to figure that out. Maybe he won't. But the kind of person Alex Rodriguez is, Alex in the offseason is going to be sitting down and talking to a guy like Anthony Edwards and telling him like you're the leader, you got to go out there, you got to show yourself as a leader and don't go over there and point your fingers at people. I don't think, and I'll say this again, as much as people don't like Alex Rodriguez, and a lot of people don't, have you ever heard any of his teammates besides Derek Jeter? Okay, and that not in front of the press, but you've heard it through stories and books that have been written. Have you ever heard guys like Robinson Cano, Joba Chamberlain, Melky Cabrera, anybody come out and say that Alex Rodriguez wasn't a good teammate, wasn't a good leader, wasn't a person that you can look up to and go to his locker and talk to him after the game and give him some tips? By the way, when Gary Sanchez was not playing well with the Yankees, who did he go and talk to during the All-Star break? Who did he talk to? He went to sit down with Alex Rodriguez and J-Lo. Does anybody remember that? Why would Gary Sanchez, who, by the way, Alex Rodriguez was not a part of the organization. He was retired. Why would Gary Sanchez go and sit down with Alex Rodriguez? Because he respected him. And Alex Rodriguez understands how to be great and how to push the right buttons. Maybe he does that with Anthony Edwards, but for right now, I don't know if anybody is excited in the offseason. Who do they have to trade? They gave up a lot to get, what's his name again? The big man. Gobert. They gave up 4 first-round picks. 4 first-round draft picks. They set their team back. They thought, hey, Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, and a guy like Anthony Edwards, you're going to be an outstanding team. And by the way, if you think about it, Karl Anthony Towns is playing with the Knicks. Gobert is just like Mitchell Robinson, is he not? Easily. And Karl Anthony Towns is playing probably, and Jalen Brunson is kind of like Anthony Edwards. He's an offensive player, not as good a defensive player as Anthony Edwards, but nevertheless, Anthony Edwards didn't play a stick of defense in that series either. So, I'm rambling because it's not the fact, I'm not giving, a lot of people are saying you're not giving OKC a lot of credit. Maybe so. I think OKC is a very talented team, and everybody expects OKC to be there probably for the next 5 years in the Western Conference Finals. They're that talented. They have a tremendous amount of money that they can spend in the offseason. If they want Giannis and they fall short against the Knicks or the Pacers, if that ever happens, they could go after Giannis. Enter the Kupo, whatever his name is.
Hey, look at that.
They could go after whoever they want because they got the money to go out there and spend it. Because all these guys are under their rookie contracts, practically all of them, except Shai and maybe Jalen.
I think Jalen Williams got paid, and that was it.
That's it.
Even the veterans, Hartenstein got a semi-decent deal, but even his deal's not that bad.
To me, this is going to be a team that's going to be very good for many, many years. I didn't think this was their year. I thought next year and moving forward, I think it was going to be at least another year, but I was wrong. And I'll give Keith a lot of credit. He's at OKC going to the finals and winning the championship. So maybe he's right. Maybe OKC, this will be their first championship. But it's a pretty unbelievable story. And to me, it's not the fact that OKC won and they're moving on, because a lot of people a lot of the experts would have said that OKC, even though I thought the Timberwolves were going to win because they've had the experience. Mm-hmm. What really stood out is the no-show of Anthony Edwards in this series. There was no show. He had one good game in this whole series, and that is the problem. It's not the fact that, and OKC, congratulations to the OKC Thunder. It's an amazing story. It's an amazing organization that has had a lot of great talent there for years and never got over the hump and never won a championship. You're going to see the OKC Thunder here a lot. This is not going to be the last. It won't be the first. Well, it is the first for a long time. It hasn't been the first, but you know what I mean. It's since 2012. This won't be the last time you're going to see this team go out for another championship. This is the best team in the Western Conference. This will be the best team in the Western Conference for the next 5 to 6 years because of the young talent they have there. But this story goes really deeper into the Timberwolves problem and Anthony Edwards.